Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, here we are back at it again, doing horrible shit that you make us do, which I would tell you that I hate you, but I love you.
Up next, the last standing Samoan, Nick Utam.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, because not even you can save this fucking franchise.
Nope. They're going to try, though. And now you're probably wondering where Kendo Slice is. Kendo is going to be coming in a little later on tonight's episode. He's an hour behind us in a different time zone, so he's still in the movie. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of solo Star Wars stories, and I didn't want to wait any longer.
Yeah, he's en route right now, so give him a minute.
He'll be on in a few minutes. It'll be good.
Oh, definitely.
So I was worried that I was going to have to eat crow and tell people that Solo was way better than I thought it was going to be. And then I watched the movie, and that isn't the case. So I don't have to worry about it. This movie was, oh God. Dion, you tell everyone what you're thinking about.
I will openly admit it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be hot garbage. It's really not hot garbage. It's just mediocre, which again is something that Star Wars doesn't need, but it is very mediocre. One of the things that I dislike the most is I hate when characters just do things. They just do things for no fucking reason, and that happens so goddamn much in this movie. It's superbly annoying. But I mean, if I had to give it a score, I'd give it like a 5.5 out of 10. I mean, it really is a mediocre fucking movie for Star Wars, and that's depressing as hell.
Nick?
Yeah, that's the exact same way I feel. Like, it wasn't as bad as I anticipated, but it wasn't good. It was kind of like, it's okay. It's no big deal. There were a lot of things I didn't like. They should have done differently, and it was all right.
Well, let me just use the word to describe this film that I feel is the most apropos. Lazy. This was a very lazy movie and a very safe movie at times. Mm-hmm. First off, I want to put up my biggest complaint. I know it seems nitpicky, but it bothered the piss out of me. Did you notice when they were flying the Millennium Falcon during the Kessel Run, they ripped the exact music from the other movies? Not like rescored it and re-recorded it.
It's the same thing.
They literally took the soundtrack and ripped it and put it in the thing. Like they put the asteroid field music. They put the Vader battle music.
Yep.
It was just so dumb. And that kind of stuff to me is the perfect example of what a Disney Star Wars movie is. It's not about something fun or pushing the boundaries. It's like, hey, remember this and remember that. Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah, it puts me into a false sense of security. Not this fucking time. This movie is too little too late. Like, you know how Han Solo is in terms of my favorite character. Mm-hmm. He did not do a good job at all. Like, I thought this guy was so, lame. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
the thing I didn't like about it was one. Now for everyone, before you say anything, I'll put it out there first so you can kiss my black ass. Donald Glover did a better job than I thought he was going to do. I'm just going to throw that out there. He did a way better job. So I ain't never going. He still pisses me off, but not bad, not bad, Donald, not bad. Secondly, that dude was a horrible fucking Han Solo. I totally understand now why they went and got Ron Howard and they had to bring in a coach to show him how to act like fucking Harrison Ford, because he was so bad. He kept doing the sarcastic smile that he saw a couple times in the movies, and he kept smiling like that. And then he's trying to imitate. It's like watching someone try to pretend to be Han Solo for Halloween. And he keeps trying to talk like him, and he keeps dropping things with his ERs. I'm gonna get my own ship. And I'm just like, why is he talk? Is he trying to be Harrison Ford now, or is he trying to be Harrison Ford from goddamn Star Wars? It was the most annoying fucking thing.
He was if Harrison Ford had a stroke. This dude was smiling the whole fucking the most embarrassing scene for me that I almost wanted to cover my face was in the very beginning when he was in the battle in the war. I was just like, this kid feels so out of place. Like, I'm not even the same color as Han Solo, and I could do a better job. He didn't have any of his mannerisms down. Real quick, super chat. The Prime Jedi. So not good or bad enough to distract from The Last Jedi? No. It's a better film than The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi. There's some SJW bullshit in this movie, and we'll get into it in a moment.
Oh, God.
It's not even thinly veiled in this movie. There's a character that is in contention for Jar Jar Binks level of garbage. You know what? It's nice that Ethan wants to make all these Rose Tico jokes, but that timeline is over because K, whatever that robot is, L737. That is
L3 or whatever.
L3.
I think L3.
That fucking droid is without a doubt the worst Star Wars character I've ever seen. Like, when Dan and I saw that character die, we all applauded in the theater. We just clapped. We're like, "Yay, fuck you, bitch!" We were so tired of that.
She was
robot.
by far the most annoying character. It was the dumbest, and then they kept riding that joke into the ground.
Well, that was the problem with this movie. They kept going for this awkward humor that didn't fit. Like, I'm okay with having humorous moments in a movie, but not with Star Wars. Like, Star Wars maintains some level of seriousness in the original ones, and then the humor would pop up and stuff would work. But now is not the case. There are times where they stop to make a joke and they almost look at the camera. It's like, hey, Marvel does it, so are we.
Yeah, but those are comic book movies. That's a completely different thing. Like they're okay with doing that. But like when something is pretty serious like Star Wars, you can't break the fourth wall and do dumb shit like that. That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's really odd and kind of sad how the other anthology film had K2SO, who, in my opinion, was the best character of that movie. And now in this anthology film, you get this droid, and it's the worst character in any Star Wars movie. Like, Rose Tico is just benign compared to L337.
Oh, God. And like the first time you see L337 is like she's banging on the cage trying to the first word you hear are like droid rights out of her mouth.
Yep.
It's like okay, because I heard things about this character and I was like, oh, it can't be that bad. The people are making it. No, it is that bad. It is that bad. And I was like, oh fuck, this is really bad.
It is that bad. And real quick, someone asked, there was one I wanted to. How terrible is Emilia Clarke? Is she Genesis bad? You goddamn right she is. She is. She is bland 101.
Well, yeah, you can tell that she, and I can't remember where, but I saw it. I wish I could remember what article it was and where it was from. I want to say whatever, it doesn't matter. But the article was essentially saying she is good in Game of Thrones because that's literally like everyone gets one thing that they're good at, and she's good as that character because that character is so wooden and doesn't express a lot of emotion because of how they're written, and she does that in every fucking thing that she's in. Her character, like, I get that you wanted her to be like, oh, she's concealing her emotions because there's something else at play here. It's like, woman, fucking show me something. And her delivery for everything is the same. And then they make her force out her accent. I'm like, I get it, you're fucking English, but you don't have to say things over and so slow. We get it. She has a fucking accent. Oh my goddamn God. Fucking stop it. And then this like the worst thing was that her and fucking Aldrich have no fucking chemistry.
Aldrich
whatsoever.
No. Is this Iron Man 3?
That motherfucker is the most pastiest Austrian motherfucker I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
He's American, dude.
Yeah, I know he's American, but he looks like a villain in a goddamn Bruce Willis movie in the 80s. Like we have to give him Han Solo hair no matter the cost. No matter the cost, yes. And it looks like a fucking wig on his goddamn head. And then he's trying to be like charismatic, and I was just like, oh
my God, he forced it so much.
Yeah, he's the friend you have in college that had his dick touched by a girl one time, and he thinks he's the smoothest motherfucker in the room. It's like, no, she was drunk, motherfucker. Stop. That line doesn't work with everybody. Stop doing it.
Well, real quick, we got a super chat from American Trent. Thank you, American Trent. Hey guys, best/worst part of the movie. Any value to Star Wars? I gave you my worst part. That goddamn robot.
Oh, but you know what? I have to say the ending. The ending was so out of nowhere. They're just like, we want. Are we doing spoilers right now?
The whole thing spoilers. Don't worry.
Good man. When they fucking, I'm expecting, maybe a nod to the Emperor, maybe a hut or two in there. Motherfucking Darth Maul. Are you fucking you are so desperate for the fans to like this goddamn movie. You pulled the most random shit out of left field. Oh, good. We're going to be working closely together. I'm like, this motherfucker is just, are you trying to sexually assault me through the screen, Darth Maul? That was the most forced surprise ending I've ever seen in any film of all time, dude. That was fucking nuts. I verbally went, oh, come on.
Another super chat real quick from Adam Wilcox. How bad is your product when you can't even get a robot right?
Yeah, I mean, at least K2SO was like, funny at times. It was hilarious. It was it made sense. Like when K2SO died, I felt a little sad. I was like, oh, I really liked him, but he's a robot.
I was a little sad when that four-armed alien died in the beginning on that ship.
One of the most interesting characters in the fucking
movie. Exactly. He was the most interesting character in the whole fucking movie, and he dies like.
Well, I leaned over to Dan and said the Disney Star Wars movies have a terrible tendency of killing the best characters right away and keeping the shit ones around for far too long. And he agreed with me.
Yeah. Because I mean, that character was very animated, very cool, very. I would have loved to see that character go on, and go on adventures with them and be, and at least have some sort of story. But no, we didn't get that.
Well, no. Even my thing was, if you wanted to kill him, you leave them in the film so we get an attachment to him. Clearly, him and Woody Harrelson's woman were interesting fucking characters. Not to mention that the motherfuckers who kill him, he just show up at the end of the movie, and it's like, okay, what? What? There's no foreshadowing to this at all. Oh, they're marauders.
No, there is. No. There is foreshadowing to why they show up at the end.
Super chat from Woodrow Martin. Who needs alcohol? Listening to this plot, I feel like I'm drunk without having had a drink. Trust me, you wish you were drunk having to watch this fucking movie. Oh, like, there were cool parts of this movie, but they were few and far between. Like the Kessel Run was fine. A lot of the rumors that came out were false about this movie.
Yeah,
like there's a rumor that she jettisons Han out and the woman does the Kessel Run. No, Han does the Kessel Run. They really don't snip his balls off, but his name isn't Han Solo. That one was fucking true.
Oh no! Okay, that's the worst part of the movie. When they make his name, I thought that was the lamest, laziest shit of the whole fucking thing. I was like, really? This is how you get his name. This is how it fucking happens.
Yeah, some random some random Imperial officer, Han Solo. What the fuck? Like,
He's like, who are your people? Who are your people? I don't have any people. All right, well, how about Han Solo? And I just was just like, are you fucking serious? That's how he gets the name.
Black Angus Reviews wants to know, did the new SJW Purge trailer show like a Deadpool 2? No, we had the Grinch constantly in mind.
We did not have the Grinch. We had like Ant-Man, we had The Incredibles, things like that.
Dion, what trailers did you have? Do you remember?
Yep, we had Ant-Man and Wasp. We had not The Incredibles. It was shit. I completely forgot. Outside of Ant-Man and Wasp, what the other one was.
It wasn't
shitty.
Did you get Mission Impossible?
No, we didn't get that one.
I'm excited for that movie, but here we have another.
So excited for that movie.
We'll see that, not for the channel, because I don't think anybody wants to hear a live stream of us talking about Tom Cruise's hair for 2 hours. If you do, let me know. I'll make it happen.
So real. It looks so real. It doesn't look like hair plugs at all.
He almost looks like he gives a shit in this movie. This one comes from Zaire. Most importantly, how integral is Therm Scissor Punch? I just got here. Sorry if I missed that. No, you didn't miss it yet, Zaire. Thank you for giving us a new talking point.
Yeah, thanks.
Lime Green Hulk, I give it the same score as Mauler. But Therm Scissor Punch was just a bad joke on a stupid Denny's trading card. Therm Scissor Punch, I don't even remember seeing them in the movie at all.
I do, and it was like maybe like you see him for about 5 to 10 seconds, and not even that probably, and it's just he's there and gone.
Yeah, Leodara, yes, this robot is worse than the one in Interstellar, and it's even worse than Anne Hathaway. This robot, I can't describe how much I hate it. Like, it's like Rey levels of the Force Awakens hate. It just doesn't fit in anywhere.
Yeah, it's really dumb. And then like the parts where they try to make her personable, like actually she says one or two funny things, but then they immediately dumb it down with that fucking bullshit. It's just like
How about the weird talk she has with Kira in the cockpit? What the fuck was that?
Is she a droid or what? Or not? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and she's like, oh, Lando really loves me, but it seems like Han really likes you, and she's like, yeah, totally, and it was. I guess they were trying to really perpetuate the pansexualness of Lando in that scene. I was like, why are you doing this? Why does this scene exist right now? There is no point for the scene. You're wasting fucking valuable screen time.
Well, they even implied that he banged that robot.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it
was weird, right? Because it's like I get like they really want to try and mirror the like the importance of C-3PO and R2-D2, and I understand you wanting to try to find that gold mine again, But when you force it like that, it just comes off as so awkward. So I get him going and saving the fucking L3, but then like for it to be drawn out like it's fucking Save It Private Ryan was the dumbest goddamn thing. Like he's running over there, like, no, it's okay, it's okay. It's like, motherfucker, it's a droid. Grab her and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Just take her head, get her fucking map quest, program out, and just plug up into the ship, man. Come on, let's do this.
It was so fucking forced. It's like, what? That doesn't make any god. Stop doing that. Just grab the droid. I understand being upset, but he's all like, God, God. I'm like, fucking dude. Calm down.
I will give this to Donald Glover. You said you were impressed with him slightly. I thought he had the voice down. I liked his voice that he used for this because I've heard him talking other shit, and that's why I was like, wasn't a fan. I'm still not a Donald Glover fan at all. My opinion has changed on the man, but his voice was like I could believe that sound would mature into the smooth sounds of Billy D. Williams.
Yes.
Alden Ehrenreich is like whiny John Connor from Terminator 2. Come on, like that the whole time. That's all he fucking does that movie. Like when he fought Chewbacca in the beginning of the movie, I was like, "Why are you sweet?"
No, that was okay.
Yeah, we fucking Wookiee. God, that was so fucking stupid.
That would when he did that, I laughed out loud. I really laughed out loud because I thought it was the funniest thing. Him trying to do that noise. I was like, they're trying to make him, relate to Chewie right now by talking actual Wookiee. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? This is comical as shit. What's going on?
Mexi Man and Cheese says, so in a movie that's named after a man, did men finally get to be badass, or did they cry and let the women be badass? To be fair, the men were men in this one. Han Solo shot first. He shot Woody Harrelson's character, so it was a way of Disney giving the finger to George Lucas, for the special edition changes. Han really wasn't emasculated too much, I don't think. He got to fly the ship and do everything. And Kira literally took a back seat to Chewbacca once she realized how qualified Chewbacca was. Unlike The Force Awakens where Rey goes, I know what to do. Don't hold my hand. I know how to run. Do this. Do that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm British. No, this chick was just like, Chewbacca, you take control. And then they all survived. How it should have been in these other movies. So this one fixes the bullshit that was The Force Awakens.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, this is how it should be, except with not Alden. I don't know how to say the last name.
Oddly German.
Yeah,
we'll just call him Alden Oddly German. There you go.
Alden Oddly German. Well, the worst thing is I've seen him in other movies. He has this really weird southern draw to his voice, and to make him be do the Han Solo thing was just I saw Han Solo in him a couple of times in the movie. Mm-hmm. But only a couple of times. It was just okay, you got it. It's right there, and you lost it.
Yeah, there were a couple angles. I'm convinced. Remember when he was driving the speeder in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah,
I'm convinced they put a CGI overlay of Harrison Ford's face to ease you into how little he looks like him at times, because it looked odd. He looked oddly like Harrison Ford in that scene, and then in other scenes he's just some doofus with a big smile on his face.
True.
We have another super chat. This one comes from Dio Brando. They just confirmed a Boba Fett movie. Any thoughts? I think I'm going to make a video about it tomorrow, but we'll talk about it now because you asked for it. So
listen. I know a guy who loves Boba Fett and who has action figures of him. He can do a better version of that. It'll be.
I don't want to make a Boba Fett movie though. I'm busy. I got a Boba Fett action figure right over my.
Listen, man. Listen, I'll come over. We'll get the lighting set up. We'll get the camera. We'll make it stop motion. It'll be cool. It'll be cool.
I don't have time for that. I'm sorry, sir.
All right, fine then. Just give me your toys. I'll do it myself.
Here's the thing, though. Everyone's like, oh, the guy that made Logan is making this Boba Fett movie. Logan was an R-rated film that came at the end of a serious saga that had almost 20 years under its belt, and we were emotionally attached. Boba Fett kind of sucks post Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I mean, and also Rian Johnson, to me, anyways, I like two of the movies he did a lot, and then he fucked up and made Star Wars. So, the guy making Logan, making Boba Fett, it sounds cool, but understand that he's under the thumb of Kathleen Kennedy. So everything he does is going to be questioned and categorized and fucking marked off and be like, can I do this? No, do it this way. So he's just there as a name.
Well, here's the thing. If this movie flops, I'm hoping they put more scrutiny on her, because here's a question for you guys. How busy was your theater, or were your theater screenings?
Not that busy at all.
It was relatively busy. It wasn't sold out. There were definitely some open seats, and it sure as shit wasn't crowded. When I got to the theater, I had zero problem I got my ticket earlier. I got in line. I got to the fucking theater. I was able to get a beer. Like it was not like Infinity War or any Marvel movie. It was like I was going to go watch a fucking matinee on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it was for me. We had maybe a third of the theater full. Like I went to the 3D screening. There were like 7 different screenings at once, but turn your volume down. But then there were just like so many people there for so many different screenings, so none of the screenings were full at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said something earlier to us, or maybe it was on the video you made where you said that you got your ticket 2 days ago and you could still get it like a decent ticket for the movie, correct?
We were in the middle aisle.
Yeah, the thing is that I know for a fact whenever we do these things, you have to get your tickets very quickly because where you live, they sell out, and it's very difficult to get them like Thursday day of.
Oh yeah.
The fact that you can do that where you are and not have a problem amazes me. So that's really telling of where the fans are, where the people who love this are, where they're at right now. They're kind of fed up of it, I think. So they're not giving any money or anything like that.
Well, the thing with this Boba Fett movie and the news is, just sweeping the internet right now. I'm not saying you have to make an R-rated Boba Fett film, but you can't stop every 5 seconds and go, a joke. Like, that can't happen in a Boba Fett movie. It has to be serious, like dead serious, because he's not the kind of character that you interact with and survive. He's like, trying to think, like a Michael Myers. You really don't get away from him. Once you see him, you're fucking toast.
Yeah, he's a fucking bounty hunter. Like, he's got to make money by killing you. Like, that's how that shit works. So. Yeah, they're gonna have to up the ante in that one. I mean, they kind of did with this one, showing the Chewbacca rip the guy's arms off and actually showing the arms. Good. I was like, oh shit, they actually showed them. Fuck, they didn't just cut them out or make them rubber or do anything else. Like there were bloody nubs at the end of those arms. I was like, oh wow, they actually did it.
There were some very good callbacks to the original Star Wars film. And real quick, American Trent 421 said, "Is it all worthy of the Star Wars name?" Yeah, because The Last Jedi has the name Star Wars on it. So, in modern Disney Star Wars, I guess, okay, well, let's play this game. Where would you guys rank it of all the Disney Star Wars films? For me, I liked it more than I liked the 2 saga movies. And maybe it's my favorite one. I don't know.
I'd say Rogue One's probably the first one, and then Solo, and then the other 2 asshole films quickly.
Yeah, I would put this slightly above Rogue One, but not much.
Yeah, here's the thing. The Rogue One ending hits you with nostalgia hardcore. You get to see Darth Vader, Princess Leia, the Tantive 4, X-Wings, TIE Fighters, the music, the fanfare, it's all there. This one has that kind of stuff in the beginning of it. You see the stormtroopers, like the original stormtroopers. You see the Imperial officers. The one thing that pissed me off, the first thing that pissed me off was when Han was going to recruit for the Empire, and they played the Imperial March as music.
Yeah, in the movie. That wasn't in the goddamn movies. It was the elevator version of it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they pitched it up to make it sound awesome, because there's like an internet video. It's like, if you change the pitch of the Imperial March, it sounds happy and upbeat, and they changed the pitch. So basically, Lucasfilm ripped off an internet video to do that.
God damn it!
Real quick, Illegal Pete's Outlaws just gave us $2, so thank you, Pete.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, brother, man. But that pissed me off too. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So just because you wanted to get the Imperial March in there, how the fuck would they make it? And I get that it was supposed to be like I did appreciate the propaganda poster above it, but so that's the actual theme of the Empire in this universe now. Is the Imperial March? I guess
they just forgot to use it during A New Hope's era, but whatever. See, doing shit like that causes problems and logical gaps in these movies. It's not about, oh, hey, we got to have a callback to the fans. No, it's a problem. And later on in the movie, do you remember they actually played the Imperial fanfare from the first Star Wars movie when it was coming through the mall at the end during the Kessel Run?
Yeah.
I was like, this is the music from A New Hope. Like, literally, they just took the CD and copied it and put it in this film.
Jeez.
American Trent 421. Boba Fett is Space John Wick. Thoughts?
No, because he fucking gets his shit reamed in Jedi. But so
yeah, he gets thrown to the Sarlacc pit like a bitch.
If they do make a Boba Fett movie where he's like Space John Wick, I'm okay with that. But please, if you're gonna retcon all this other shit in Star Wars, retcon Tamara Morrison's voice out of it. Like, I hate his voice as Boba Fett. The old Jason Wingreen voice was cool. Just give Boba Fett some cool, gravelly, deep voice. Not like some Kiwi on a phone calling in because he's lazy as shit. Like, I can't stand that special
give him Bane's voice. That's what you need. Give him Bane's voice.
I said you thought the space was to help you. I was born in it, molded by it.
I'm Alderaa's reckoning.
Well, fucking Tom Hardy's like, hey, we already know that Venom's gonna suck. Let me go ahead and do this movie for you.
Yeah, show you.
Oh gosh, I don't want to do a Sony movie. I'd rather do a Disney movie.
Yeah, if Boba Fett ends up, if they make it Space John Wick, I'm down for it. But I doubt they're gonna do that because that would be awesome and cool, and it would make a lot of money. But they just seem to not like money right now.
No.
So.
Speaking of money, we got another super chat from Grim Falcon. I am still confused how there's droids that stand for droids' rights in a galaxy that was just ravaged by droids in a civil war. That is an excellent point that the writers didn't think of because Jonathan Kasdan's a fucking idiot.
That's true. That's very
not
true.
only that, but so the fact that they make a plot point that she causes this distraction with a rebellion on the fucking on Kessel, it's like that almost gets them fucking killed. Which if their intent was to show that people who are so goddamn high and mighty and do the SJW thing and it kind of causes more problems than they fucking anticipated, I get it, but something tells me that they weren't that goddamn thinking that far ahead because that it was so fucking annoying when the droids are just going around, they're just trashing everything. I was like, they're in the middle of a fucking job. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Where they're gonna endanger the job. Just to make
Leonard needs to get his bitch in order. Okay.
Well, the dumbest part was like the people like actually they had these old archaic droids that were like droid rights. Why did they think the audience gave a shit? Like, can we not have a moment in a new Star Wars movie that's not politically charged and like heavy-handed where you actually facepalm? Like, I sighed so many times when that character spoke. Like, I wish we didn't have to talk about it anymore. It makes me long for like a Boss Nass. By the way, another Illegal Pete's Outlaw super chat. Thank you very much, Illegal Pete's Outlaws.
Pete.
Do I think the Lord Miller version would have been better?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Fuck no. They were. I think Ron Howard at least made the movie somewhat. At least made the movie better than The Shit Awakens and The Last Bitch Ass Jedi. I think if he hadn't stepped in, it probably would have been a hodgepodge of shit that doesn't make any sense.
You mean like the movie we just watched? Because I want to place the first piece of blame on Jonathan Kasdan, the writer. His daddy was the one who was important to Star Wars, and to some degree, not as important as everyone else likes to make him out to be. And then his son just kind of comes along and rides in on the coattails of his daddy. And then I like to place blame on Kathleen Kennedy, and maybe down the line, Alden Ehrenreich, and a couple other people. Bob Iger, George Lucas. Why'd you sell your Star Wars away?
Yeah, I mean, I think if those two guys had continued their job, we would at least got something entertaining. Maybe like a buddy, a buddy cop movie or something like that. That would have at least been fine, because this whole thing of like, I did not like the girl and how she was crucial to the fucking story. I was like, it makes him basically a fucking pussy to me the whole time. It's just like,
well, the thing that my problem with that was not only do they force in a character that this Alden motherfucker has no charisma with. The ending is so fucking random. They go through this whole point of they were separated, blah 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 blah. So at the end of the movie, instead of resolving that at least in a way that it makes sense. Just, nope, she randomly goes off with Darth Maul, no explanation. That's it. Crimson Dawn. It's Crimson Dawn because his face is red. Get it, guys? And then that's it. I'm like, she just flies off, no explanation. They don't even have real fucking eye contact. She just flies off, and then let's go to Tatooine. I'm like, wait a minute. We're not gonna fucking explain that part, guys. We're just gonna cause plot. Okay, cool. Thanks, appreciate it.
Well, you're right about the one thing. The Darth Maul scene just goes nowhere. There was no resolution to Kira and Han. Like, why should we care if the movie doesn't care enough to give us a coherent plot?
Right.
The movie should have just started with him playing Sabak with Lando and winning the fucking thing, and then like doing a job, getting into some trouble. Lando comes back and saves him because he's trying to get his ship back and there's a tracking device on it. Then they get caught and have to get out. Like, just something like that would have been awesome. Why are we going like this whole fucking circle jerk around this kid and like, you know, and he's like, oh, we just skipped this planet and I had to join, you know, the
I think
Empire and shit.
What would have been better is don't make him and Kira romantically involved. Just
No,
make
exactly.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I'm okay with him not start like how they started. I'd be okay with it, but like it's unresolved because specifically they have a romantic relationship that he did all this shit for her, and then she just leaves him without explanation. So for him, so she immediately betrays her boss, her leader, Paul Bettany, but then immediately doesn't betray Darth Maul. So they're that's what I'm saying. It's so fucking confusing. So fuck Paul Bettany, but not Darth Maul, and then not resolve it. That doesn't make any sense. If you're already fucking over Paul Bettany, why wouldn't you just say fuck it and leave with Han? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it would have been better if her character had like died and he remembered to, you know, and he kind of like he kind of grew up that point, like she's dead and I have to kind of grow up and like she's gone forever. Or it would have been even better if she like horribly betrayed him and left him out like in the middle of the fucking planet naked or something. And he's like fucking never women again. Fuck women, like, you know, fuck those bitches. Like I'm never getting in a relationship again or something like that. You know.
I'm glad they didn't pull that with they went with that route with the Casino Royale twist, and I don't really need to see another Casino Royale twist because I hated that about that.
Okay, all
right. Secondly, this movie takes place after the Phantom Menace because Darth Maul has the robotic legs, and Darth Maul never interacts with Han Solo. Darth Maul is a projection with Kira, and that's it. There's no, they don't really do too much to, what am I trying to say? Contradict the stuff in A New Hope, much like the other prequel or the other movies do.
Plus, it's definitely after the Phantom Menace because that's an Imperial Star Destroyer. It's not a Geonosian.
Geonosian?
Geonosian destroyer. They just
plus Han Solo wasn't alive during episode 1 or 2.
Right.
Yeah, because he's like only 10 years older than Luke.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be let's just round it up and say he's supposed to be 10 years older than Luke. So that would make him be born during the Clone Wars, right? No.
Yeah.
Before episode 2. Point is,
Clone Wars are 20. And yeah, you get what the fuck we're saying. We're saying that the shit doesn't make sense. He's not. It's not. The
timelines don't make sense. These guys fucked up.
Dia Brenda wants to know that, or says the Chinese like soy in their sauce, not their movies.
That's pretty good.
Nathaniel Walker says, do we finally get a Lando loves Han or a Lando loves L337 scene? I'm sorry to say we don't get any of those.
Thank God.
I mean, there's like when he's like pulling L337, you know, from that whole like world, like, and there's a lot of like World War like scenes that happen in the movie. It's like, well, there's two of them that are pretty big that I think. In the beginning, when Han's fighting, I guess, for the Empire, there's a World War I kind of feel to that whole thing, and then when they escape that that one planet, they're trying to get the fucking fuel or whatever. There's a World War II kind of thing there with what Dion said. It's a very Saving Private Ryan thing where like their man's down and they're going to try to pull him back, and then Lando gets hurt, and then Han has to go get him with Chewie and bring him on board. But then there's a little like touching scene with L337 on board of the Falcon. But other than that, I mean, that's about as romantic it gets between them. Like we don't see anything. There's no like ass slapping or kissing or whatever. Or just like, hey, how about we go, back to my room? No, there's none of that.
Yeah, thank God the whole rumor of Lando flirting with Han when they're playing is bullshit. Like they don't do that. Thank God.
Not in the slightest bit.
Like I said, I know, especially your guys' minds must be fucking blown because both Jeff and I were like, you know what, Glover, you still annoy the shit out of us, but you did a good job. Like he plays it off. Like luckily, like this you could buy this as the thing that Lando was talking about when he sees him on Bespin. Like you can, like it actually, like they're not super chummy in this one. Like they have a couple conversations, and then the way the movie ends, you could buy that this is what he's referencing when he goes, "You got a lot of nerve coming back here after what you pulled." That's fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the Chewbacca Han shower scene is literally like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and they
It
just
is
look.
really funny.
Han Solo goes, "You couldn't have waited till I was done," and then Chewbacca goes, "Rrr," and that's it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a short scene. It's not like this romantic, like I'll rub your back, you rub mine, and like the steamy shower. No, it's like 5 seconds and it's over with.
If that dickheaded writer Jonathan Kasdan wouldn't have said anything, no one would have ever thought that Lando was pansexual, and it wouldn't have caused a big uproar. You know, it's funny. They say these things to try to garner interest for movies, but in reality, they probably turned off thousands of people that aren't going to go see this movie now.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%. Yeah, if you just let it go and be like, just watch it. Don't say shit. Don't put out dumb little articles. Don't say, hey, this person's this way, this is that way. It's like, no, just let it happen and let us decide for ourselves. But no, you want to be fucktards and think if we know a bunch of stuff like that, we'll watch it and like it better. It's like you fucked up.
What they need to do is not virtue signal to these critics or these people that write articles that are going to give them free advertising, because the thing is, there are people out there in the world that read the articles that are Star Wars fans, and they go pansexual. They look it up. They read the wrong connotation. Then they spread that. Like, did you hear they're making Lando Calrissian a pervert? Blah, 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 blah. Like that guy in the letter that wrote to Disney that contacted us. I mean, you see how people react to this shit. Even if you just take something they love and change it slightly, they get upset. But when you try to pervert it like they purported Lando would be, you got a big problem. And then, again, Illegal Pete's Outlaws, thank you again for the super chat.
Thanks, buddy.
You the man, dog. You the man.
So Kendo is here. Kendo, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Solo, a Star Wars story?
4, because that movie sucked cocks and dicks. Shit, I was bored out of my head for almost the entire movie. I almost left early because of how fucking dumb it was and boring. Alden, Third Reich is he's not even a Kmart Han Solo. He's a fucking Goodwill Han Solo. Okay? You can get him for 10 cents. He was a piece of shit. That fucking droid, that stupid bitch that always kept talking, droid right, all that stuff, go fucking die, okay? That was terrible. Every time that bitch opened her mouth, I fucking cringed. It was cringe all the way. Mother of Dragons needed dragons to be interested in this movie because she was bland and boring as fuck too.
Yeah,
Woody is Woody. I mean, what are you gonna do? He's not playing an eccentric character. He's doing what he did in this movie. And Vision wasn't a very terrifying bad guy. He sucked ass.
Yeah, and
he was a shitty bad guy.
His face, like, ripping apart every time he got angrier, was just dumb. Like, that doesn't make him interesting.
Yeah,
Plus,
his face is going to rip apart, or he's throbbing cock in his pants. That's one of the two. That's where they got the inspiration.
Yeah, he was more of a Bond villain than anything else. Like
he was basically a shitty Bond villain too.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Jinx himself, bro.
They referenced Jabba the Hutt so many times. I'm thinking, come on, show Jabba the Hutt. Where's Boba Fett? Show us some cool shit. Because look, this movie is going to be done. This is a one and done Solo movie. There's not going to be a trilogy of Solos. I say
they can't do it now. They fucking close it off.
There's going to be they're going to have Alden Ehrenreich pop up in the Boba Fett movie, and that's about it. And we'll never see him again.
I hope so, because I don't ever want to see that movie ever again, but I will when we do our drunken commentary. But it's bad. Don't go see the movie. It sucks. Listen to us tell you about how much it sucks.
Well, speaking about listening to us tell you about the movie, Bomba Shoes asked us if we can give a short play-by-play of what happens in the movie. Of course we can. So the movie starts out on Corellia with that stupid shot that's in all the trailers of the city.
Yep.
And it's the first Star Wars movie to have a 3-dimensional title card that you fly through. So that was kind of cool, I guess. Anyway, the speeder chase starts. You see Han. He's poor. He lives on Corellia. He steals a little bit of this energy shit, Unobtainium 2.0. He and Kira are going to use it to bargain their way off of Corellia. They are about to escape. He gets through this doorway passage, and then it closes, and she gets captured. He joins the Imperial Army. For 3 years, he fights. One day, he's on a planet, and these guys are dying. He tries to desert, and he gets thrown into this pit with a monster. The monster happens to be Chewbacca. Han conveniently speaks Wookiee. He and Chewbacca escape. They team up with Woody Harrelson, who is the guy who actually betrayed Han and told him that he was a deserter to the Imperial Army. Long story short, Woody Harrelson and the crew take Han and Chewie with them. They go to steal this energy fuel. Most of the people die on the team. Han and Chewie and Woody Harrelson are the only ones left. They realize that they have to pay the person who paid them to get them the energy, so they go on another mission to obtain this energy shit. They go meet Lando, who has the ship that they need. Then they go to, what planet was it? They go to Kessel. Yeah. To get the Unobtainium 2.0. Then they have to use the Kessel run, or make the Kessel run in 12 parsecs to get this shit refined before it explodes. So that's basically the crux of the movie. And then there's a big standoff. Then it gets kind of SJW-y and weird with the robot in between there. And the movie ends as a wet fart.
Yeah. They tried to reach Voss as the planet that thing they're reaching.
Yeah, I hated that the villain.
And and just to know the name of the fuel, it's coaxium.
Coaxium. You know, when I did my little video of me in Walmart filming the new Millennium Falcon, I said, "Hey, look, a plot point," and I was right.
You were
100%. I'll give myself that. How does Han win the Falcon from Lando? So they play Sabak, or Sabak as they call it.
Sabak.
Here, one thing real quick before I forget. I will give this movie 1,000 points. They finally addressed the biggest problem I had with The Empire Strikes Back. Everyone calls him Han Solo. Lando calls him Han Solo, and they make it a point to mention that in the movie. And I went, "Oh, okay, cool. Now we have a reason why, or at least they corrected a problem." Anyway, back to what you wanted to know though. He wins it in a game of Sabak. Lando's a cheater, and Han catches him cheating after the first game. And then the end of the movie, they play another game of Sabak. Han steals Lando's cheat card and beats him legitimately for the ship.
Yep. I do love, like, in that moment he comes up and says, like, "I'm gonna have to trigger both your arms off," like he's done before, and I was like, okay, I know that line, I've heard that before, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, that was it. That was like the biggest moment of the movie where I went, "Huh, this movie deserves some praise." Other than that, it was just a waste of 2 hours.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. Yep. Chewbacca is the only good part of that movie. That's
Agreed. Chewbacca was the best character. You can't fuck up Chewbacca. He just goes the whole time.
Yeah.
Now there was a little heavy-handedness in this whole like slavery. There was like a big slavery. Like, remember how they checked their teeth and shit? Like, it just came off as like, this is trying. Like, Jonathan Kasdan must have watched like Discovery Channel for a week and felt really woke. So he's like, I need to change history and make sure people knew the plight of slavery. It's like, dude, everybody knows how bad slavery was. We're not going to all of a sudden forget how shitty it was. Keep Star Wars out of it.
It was almost like he went on a bender where he spent an entire weekend watching Schindler's List and Roots on repeat. It was like, I need to tell all these white people in America what they've been doing wrong. It's like, well, for starters, we outlawed it a long time ago. Secondly, there's parts of the world that still do that. Maybe you should go talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm getting at a loss for words for this movie because disappointment and laziness was what I wanted to say.
Yeah, and the only reason they have Amelia or Emily, what's
Amelia?
Amelia Clark is literally that she's sexy, like she looks good. They have her in like like skimpy clothes and shit like that. And, that was her whole thing in the movie. Like, she's sexy and she's the female that Han's attracted to. That's her only part in the whole movie. That's it. Yeah. There's a whole thing where she's like, "Oh, you wouldn't like me if you knew what I've done to get where I am," and I'm just like, that would have been interesting for you to say that. It would have been so interesting for you to go into that. But no, you're just going to be a wooden bitch and just not give us any sort of like character development. All right, that's fine.
Oh, Dion, one last thing. Did you notice that the cape she wore on the Falcon was the cape from Cloud City?
Yep.
I was like, looked at it. Did you notice that the armor that Woody Harrelson wore was the armor from Return of the Jedi?
Yep.
There's your visual callbacks. We got 2 super chats real quick. Illegal Pete's Outlaw says, "Did any of you like it because I hated it?" Yes. No. When I woke up this morning, I was thinking of how to spite Illegal Pete's Outlaw, and I found my way.
You know what? Me too. I thought the exact same thing this morning. The exact same thing.
I had my coffee, with a side of cynicism, and now we're here. Real quick, we have another one from PM. Disney was for net neutrality, and they want to silence us. I'm not trying to get conspiratorial, but that actually would make sense, and it would help a lot of businesses because you could shut down a lot of people's voices like ours if you could control the internet. But you can't.
Very true. Not yet. They're still trying. Not yet.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's a complicated process, but we're still in the process.
Which makes all this Jory White rights bullshit comes off as disingenuous, right? Because again, you believe in equal rights, but you want to take away net neutrality. Cool Disney.
No, man, yeah, it's a double-edged sword with them. They'll show like, hey, we love everybody, but in fact, we just want your fucking money and don't give a fuck what you say. That's really what it is. I mean, I watched a lot of videos on the Star Trek part of their park they're making. It's supposed to be the most expensive part of their park that they're doing. So I don't know how families are going to afford it if they, I don't know how you're going to get families in there if they can afford to be there. And so it's going to what walk through it and walk out. Like, what the fuck's happening?
Real quick, Zombat asked if Maul is in the movie. Yes, he makes an appearance at the very end, and of course they have him turn on his double lightsaber for no fucking reason.
Exactly.
Well, and also it's slightly different
because the other one got cut in half. So
yeah. So this one is slightly different. So they're probably gonna fucking sell it in a week. Yeah, they're probably gonna sell it in a couple of weeks. I'm sure they are.
No, they're not gonna. Look, Comic-Con is in July. That's when they'll start announcing some of the new Hasbro toys. So maybe you'll see a Darth Maul. Maybe you'll see a scene-accurate Kira. I don't know how that's going to work. But this movie is best swept under the rug. And look, but like this. If Toys R Us hadn't gone out of business the way it did, the merchandise from this movie would clog up the shelves just like Rogue One.
Yep.
You got... This movie doesn't appeal to anybody. The new Star Wars in general just aren't. There's no cultural relevancy to them as a franchise. It's just like, hey, remember something that happened before you were fucking born, and you may or may not have liked it. Well, here it is again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see, real quick. 2 more super chats. One from Zaire. Constable Zuvio, a Star Wars story, or Yariel Poof, a Star Wars story?
What?
I'll go with Constable Zuvio.
I'm going to throw in a new one, say Watto, a Star Wars story.
Yes! And it's a movie about how he verbally sucks off Sebulba for 2 hours. Nobody beat the Sebulba!
I'd watch that.
I would too. And then Emery Kalami wants to tell us that Total Biscuit passed away today.
That is, yeah. I heard. I think me and Jeff talked about that beforehand, and I think if I watched a Phil Franco video about his condition, it was very sad.
That is sad. He's only 4 years older than me, and it just makes you realize like anybody can go in any time, and cancer is terrible.
Yeah.
Like my uncle died recently, so fuck cancer, and we all know how bad it can be. So that's really shitty about him.
He was 1 year older than I was. So that's really terrifying.
I can't tell you that I watched a bunch of his videos. I think I've seen some. Mm-hmm. So, yes, Total Biscuit did die. He had cancer. It came back.
Damn.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I got the article right here. I had it pulled up on IGN.
I didn't watch any of his stuff. I just know about his condition. That's it.
Let's see. It said the influential and massively popular YouTube personality and game critic John Total Biscuit Bain died at age 33. His wife Gemma Bain posted this heartfelt message on Twitter, which you guys can check out because it's fairly long. And it said that he had retired, and he announced it on Reddit. And he originally was diagnosed with bowel cancer in 2014, but that went into remission, and it returned and spread to his liver and spine. He said that chemotherapy was no longer effective and that his liver was failing. He planned to continue streaming and making videos with his wife until his passing, but that didn't happen. So, yeah. Rest in peace, Total Biscuit. I don't know what to say. That's just rough.
Rip, man. Rip.
Yep.
You're late to the party. How shit was it? It was a 5 out of 10 and 4 out of 10 from Kendo.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
yeah. Watch it when it comes out on TV.
Yeah, I can't harp on this enough. It is so much better than The Last Jedi. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's connected. But speaking of being connected, it doesn't feel connected like Force Awakens or Rogue One was to Episode 4.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very disjointed from Star Wars, but I guess that's good in many ways because, yeah, you saw stormtroopers and Imperial stuff and TIE fighters and all that, but then you also saw a new side to the galaxy, and it kind of kept it fresh.
It was cool to see something that didn't necessarily have to do with the Force and wasn't directly connected to the rebellion, which it's the rebellion still. But and again, like I said, even though Aldrich, whatever the fuck his name is, did a horrible goddamn job as Han Solo, it at least wasn't like randomly sporadic as bad as The Last Jedi was. Because I mean, at least even though characters did shit that just for random reasons, it wasn't all over the goddamn place like The Last Jedi.
Oh, hold on. Did you guys see Clint Howard in the movie?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the captain, C.O. Bibble. You must contact me story. that wins. That's my favorite comment of the night. If Solo is a 4 out of 10, what would you rate The Last Jedi? 2.
2.
God, I wouldn't even give it that. I'd give it a 0.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
I don't
give it a 1.
It was painful to watch because of all the horrible writing. It's like you could have done this. You wasted time here. What the fuck am I watching? Like I'm watching some
and whatever very few good things they did, they immediately destroyed them. Like I'd give Solo, like I said, I'd give Solo a 5.5 out of 10. Because Donald Glover surprised the shit out of me. But yeah, I mean, you don't have as random as some shit happened in Solo. You literally didn't have shit come out of left field like you did in The Last Jedi, and characters literally just doing something. Like it was nuts. That shit was so bad together.
2 more super chats. The Mr. Pete channel said that Solo killed Total Biscuit. Too soon.
Oh my god, that really is too soon. That really is too soon.
Cool it over there.
Holy
no,
shit!
It's never too soon, but he's probably right.
And also, OJ Martinez says, "Is Solo good enough for an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000?"
Yeah, I'd say yeah, but you definitely preface it with this is a Star Wars project that was made. It's not a Star Wars movie.
Here's the thing. Yes, Solo is garbage, but remember, if this is worthy of Mystery Science Theater, every Disney Star Wars movie is worthy of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I would love to see them do The Last Jedi so bad. So
why don't we do it? Why don't we do that?
Didn't we already do that with the drunken commentary?
Yeah, but we could do a Mystery Science Theater 3000 riff track style thing. Yeah.
That means we have to watch it again.
Yeah, but
hey, I'd be drunk. It wouldn't kill me.
Think of the lulls. I don't condone violence, but if The Last Jedi was a person, I would choke it to death. Anyway, Adam Wilcox.
We can't fight things with hate. We got to fight it with love, Jeff.
No, fuck that.
Fuck the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Fuck her. Like I said earlier, she is no longer the lamest Star Wars character from Disney. This robot is. Adam Wilcox. So who the hell is Empty Nest they hyped up so damn much? Well, The Empty Nest was a disappointment you thought it was some badass dude, and it turns out it was some biracial girl with freckles and ugly red hair.
Yeah, she's like 16 years old. What the fuck?
It was weird. It was so fucking weird.
Not to mention, remember, so when you guys watch the movie, if there's one thing you get from our fucking reaction, they killed Woody Harrelson's woman, essentially. Like they killed his buddy, the other pilot, and they got her fucking killed. And then they just expect them to forget about, we got to help them because it's the right thing to do. In actual human interactions, especially if I'm crazy ass Woody Harrelson, I'd be like, listen, you want to fight the Empire? That's cool, but you fucking got my girl killed. I'm going to fucking murder your little teenage ass. Come over here. Like that was what pissed me off in that movie. Like characters just doing things. So we have to do it because plot. It's like, oh yeah, they killed half of his crew in the beginning of the fucking movie.
Yeah, I was really bothered by the little alien with the 4 arms that died. I was like, he was interesting. Why did he have to go?
Yeah, like they got him killed, and then they're the reason why he had to fucking go back to Vision and do another job. Like, there's no way I'd be like, oh, let me help you, or I'm gonna leave. And yeah, he ends up betraying Han. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill this bitch right now.
I guess this movie, Han Solo would be what, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd say he's like 21 at the oldest.
I've got a question.
Yo.
Therm Scissor Punch, where the fuck was he?
The first Sabak scene, he's next to Lando, like in the very beginning of it.
Oh.
We should all write letters to Pablo
they named
Hidalgo
him a
and
character.
bitch.
Made that a big deal.
Jacob's Ladder 74, Walmart in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Entire Star Wars section is nothing but Jurassic World toys. Not a single Star Wars toy in the Super Walmart. Huh.
Wow.
Did you send me a photo the other day, Jacob, of that? I think someone did. Are you surprised though that Star Wars toys are getting pushed out? I mean, I know I always talk about the toys on this channel, but merchandise is where the real money's made in a movie, and merchandise is dead for Star Wars. Not in other things. Like there's Avengers merchandise everywhere, and people are buying that shit. Good luck finding Spider-Man in the armor suit, but you can find anything from Star Wars anywhere, even if you don't want to. Like you're trying to go to Kroger to get some milk. There's Star Wars toys. You want to go to fucking Dollar General to pick up toilet paper? There's Star Wars toys. I need something from Staples. Yeah.
Listen. I was taking a shit earlier, and all of a sudden there was like a Boba Fett on my toilet paper. I was like, God damn it, no,
Hey, don't talk
not
about
here,
Boba.
not in my house.
If it was Rocket Fire, someone would pay you $20,000 for that.
I know.
American 421 sent in another one.
Django's fault, but not Boba's.
The Last Jedi rating. Fuck off. I'll watch Solo someday. Oh, this one comes from Clattenbach. Watching The Last Jedi is like getting tear gas. It's more tolerable after multiple exposures.
I don't know about that.
It's more like getting nuked. You're fucked the first time.
But if you're Indiana Jones, you get inside of a refrigerator and you'll survive.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, speaking of that, yesterday was the 10th anniversary of that movie.
Yeah, I thought something. I had a horrible feeling about yesterday.
Nobody cared about that.
But it was also the 34th anniversary of the Temple of Doom, which is my favorite one. So it kind of evened out that it was awesome. Plus, we had an awesome hang with all of our patrons.
The 30th anniversary of Encino Man, so fucking take that shit, dog.
That is incorrect because Encino Man came out in the 90s.
Way to go, Dion.
Yeah,
you had one job, goddammit, you had one job.
Yeah,
fuck you guys.
Yeah, your own joke collapsed upon itself. Anyway, thank you, Stranger
Like a singularity in the mall.
Stranger Ways, $4.99. Or sorry, Stranger Ways. Thank you very much for your super chat. And Rugus, yes, I will check the email. It's been a very busy day today. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Temple of Doom was 1984. That would have made it the 34th anniversary. Yesterday, my buddy from Retro Blasting was posting all about it. So
apparently, not being able to do math is a common theme all of a sudden.
Be nice to Blue Watcher. He's our biggest fan. He was the first person in the chat.
I wasn't being mean to him. I was kind of taking a shot
to grab a calculator.
Jessup says, "Get EVS and GG on here stat." To be fair, I know a lot of people have found the channel, but we've been doing the podcast for years. So this is actually an episode of World Class Bullshitters that's going to go out to the 30,000 people that listen to it on iTunes and stuff like that. They're more than welcome to come on later on if they're going to be awake. I know Ethan's got to get to bed. Take his Metamucil. I don't know what Geeks and Gamers is doing. He didn't see the movie. He refused to watch it tonight. So
Ethan's gonna have his warm milk and go to sleep. So
yeah.
But that's why we love him. He's everyone's favorite creepy uncle.
That's true. God bless him.
Gary Bernaska sent $5. Thank you very much, Gary.
Thanks, man.
How busy was our theater for Solo? I'll mention it again. Maybe a third of the way full, if that.
Yeah, mine is about the same. About third of the way full.
Kendo?
Not even. My theater held 200. I counted 256 seats, and there was 47 people in it.
Oh wow!
So what's that like? Maybe 10%.
20.
Yeah, 20 would be 10%. Talk about math.
No, but all joking aside,
10%. Talk about math.
You still got it wrong the first time,
and you got it wrong twice tonight. So good job.
Can we call this episode "Math: A World Class Bullshitter Story"? Will anyone buy that T-shirt? No,
nobody would buy that fucking shirt. Nobody buy that fucking shirt.
Commander
Brian
Cody
Lake would.
Ray Park did not play Darth Maul. Darth Maul was all CGI, and I'm pretty sure Peter Serafinowicz was not the voice.
No, he wasn't, because that's the only thing that I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's gonna be Peter Serafinowicz, and it wasn't. I was like, God damn it, they can't even get that right. They give us an obligatory Maul cameo thing to get us all sex nuts and retard strong about it, and they don't even get it right.
Are you saying that they wanted you to work closely with him later?
Did you notice too? They played the fucking Duel of Fates music when he spoke.
Yep. Right when he force grabs the fucking lightsaber and turns it on for no reason.
Yeah, that was annoying as shit. It's like, why do you have to turn your lightsaber on in a hologram talking to somebody?
Because people are dumb and they don't know who Darth Maul is.
Because plot and then merchandising.
Plus, I love how it's a hologram, right? So there's no colors in holograms, but the one color that comes through is his fucking lightsaber.
And it reflects light on her to be ominous.
Yeah, her eyes. Yeah. It's a hologram. It wouldn't show it being red. You fucking idiots.
Let's test that out with a Tupac hologram and see what happens. Joyhead82. First off, Joyhead82, thank you very much. Just wanted Comic Artist Pro Secrets review, and here's half of the money I would have. Sorry, let me say this again. Just wanted Comic Artist Pro Secrets review. Here's half of the money I would have spent on the movie, and the other half is with Comic Artist Secrets Pro. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Another one from Gary Bernoska. I forgot to send a message. I'm waiting for a video where you find boxed Star Wars toys while dumpster diving. It's going to be a while before I dumpster dive, but I'll tell you this. On Saturday, I got a video where they let me film in the back room of a Toys R Us. Well, let is a pretty loose term. The door was open, and I just kind of walked in. But I found some shit that you ain't gonna.
How the fuck they not see your big ass walking in the back of the store?
They're going out.
I don't
of
think
business.
they care. I don't think they care. They're like he's going back there. I'm not getting him. You get him. I'm not getting him. Fuck it. If you take some shit, we'll call the cops. It's fine.
Another super chat from our friend Dio Brando. Disney wants to make money merchandising. They need to put Ryan Johnson's head on toilet paper. I worked at Subway. Nobody wanted Force Awakens toys that were free. Really?
Wow.
They had to go to Subway for the Force Awakens?
The fuck?
So many questions in that statement.
I know.
You know, the funny thing is, a couple years ago when there was no Star Wars movie, they had a huge line of toys over at Burger King that people were going nuts for. Those giant-headed ones that sat in the little speeders and stuff that covered the entire saga.
No. Remember they had the watches in those tin tubes? I think I still have all of them somewhere at home. Like
I bought the Empire Strikes Back watch with Han Solo on it. Dude, it was the early 2000s. Star Wars was still badass.
Oh no, it was no entirely. Yeah, like and like Taco Bell did stuff, Burger King did some stuff. Like it was, and like and then all of a sudden you heard about it on the news. Like they're doing this. It's like oh shit, I need to go get it now. And that's all you'd go there for, like fries and like eight watches or 4 toys or 6 cups, whatever the hell they had.
How do you live? 8 watches, like I like watches. I don't need 8 of them.
Listen, man. All right, I need to know. I need to know everything that's going on this planet. I need to know the time.
You need to know not every time zone at once.
I do. Okay,
right,
I do. But luckily, I have a phone that tells me that, so I'm fine now.
It is the 21st century, and Happy Gilmore is the greatest film of it. Another super chat from Jessup.
That was on TV the other night.
What is the soy level of this movie out of 10? So does soy mean lame?
Yeah. Like, what do you mean by soy level?
I'm gonna go 5 out of 10. It sucks. Like it's just It's just Batman versus Superman levels of ugh.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair for sure, especially with the fucking random goddamn ending. Like that was a Martha level ending. That was definitely like the only thing that would have made me punch myself in the dick a little lighter was the fact that he didn't specifically say Martha.
Oh god.
At least this movie knew when to kill the goddamn droid. Well, no, they should have killed it right away.
No, I thought that was perfect. Like the epitome of her doing some dumb shit and then being like, "What?" And then she just gets fucking shot. Like,
she's like rebellion. Like, oh fuck, I'm not invincible. I can
freedom. Now I will say that it pisses me off that in order to explain the Falcon having a personality when he's talking to 3PO, they have this droid's fucking
Also,
really rubbed me the wrong way as a nerd. I was like, oh come on, it couldn't just be. I always assumed as a fan that it was just that the Falcon had been around the galaxy so much it developed its own personality. But no, we got to put this bullshit in there. Like we got to explain that too.
Also, did you notice that it took they're firing as they're trying to get away from this or this mine, and then it like they're just firing, and then you see them like putting up the big guns and things like that, and all of a sudden Kira comes out with 2 grenades and launches them where exactly they need to go, and it explodes and they escape. It's like, where were these grenades like 5 fucking minutes ago?
I know. She yells randomly. She's like, ah! I'd be like, bitch, throw the grenades. Stop fucking screaming, you idiot. Just throw them. Why are you screaming?
Yeah, it's like why are you mad right now? What's going on?
Just throw the fucking grenades. I got shot while you were pussyfooting around in the Falcon.
Yeah, it's like, where were these grenades before? Where were they? Where were they in the Falcon? Why is Lando like hoarding random grenades and shit? Like, what's going on here?
Well, Nightwish fan 1991 wants to tell us damage report.
I feel very brain damaged after watching this movie.
Sir, we are barely running on life support. We've lost all auxiliary power, and our deflector shield is down. We may fucking die.
Long story short is we're fucked.
We're going to have to abandon ship. Dion's the captain, so he has to stay. Sorry, buddy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm relinquishing power to you, Dion. See ya.
He is the
Oh, shit.
captain.
Oh, shit.
Let me put on my purple wig and then throw it in hyperdrive and save us all at the last
There you
minute.
go.
Thanks, buddy.
I thought you were gonna be a George Kirk. I thought that'd have been a lot cooler.
That's real. It is a lot cooler, but we're in Star Wars, so I have to be a fucking
Fair
piece
enough.
of shit.
Virtual Stater. Who's worse, L337 or Rose Tico? L337.
L337 by far.
Rose Tico.
Stupid.
Rose Tico's Asian. She has that to save it with me. She's at least Asian. L3 has a random English accent and is annoying as shit. Like literally almost everything out of her mouth. So when they're going back to the Falcon, she's just like, well, what can I do? Anything you need? Freedom. I'm like, oh fuck you. You ain't Mel Gibson.
And even then, it's not like Lando owns you. You just work with him is what it seemed like. You know, like you're part of his crew. Like you know, and the only reason he has you is because of navigational computer, not because you do anything special. So,
Stranger Ways again. Thank you. Do you think if it was Fett, a bounty hunter story, the community would have changed, and the community would have changed and gotten really behind this movie, or would it still be the same podium as Solo?
I think it'd be the same. I think
that would be.
I think with Solo not doing well, they will change things if they end up doing Fett. But yeah, if Fett came out first, it'd be like, him, still as a kid, and then he doesn't become an adult until the end of the fucking movie, and then they have Tamora Morrison rambling, walking around in a leaf loincloth and shit. It'd be like, what is happening?
Well, hold on real quick. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Let me read these 2 super chats, and then we'll go into this.
Right,
so Deshandre Morant wants to know, I came in late. Did I miss anything good? Deshandre, what you need to do is go back and listen to this whole episode, especially when Kendo comes in, because he does not pull any punches. Kendo was
I'm a
fucking
straight
awesome.
shooter.
And then Gary Bernaska says again, now they are planning on screwing up Boba Fett. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, but they're not going to be happy until they fuck up the entire universe. That's what they're aiming for, I think.
Well, speaking of universes, let's go into an alternate universe. This is a question for you guys as well as the people in the chat. Let's rebook this Star Wars the way they're releasing these anthology movies. How do you think that Disney could have put out movies that wouldn't have alienated a fan base like they did with us?
They don't do The Force Awakens and they don't do Last Jedi. I think that they come out with the anthology movies first, and then later on they come out with.
Well, what are your anthology movies? Would you start with Boba Fett? Would you start with Solo? Would you start with Rogue One? I think Rogue One would have been a safe start.
Yep, You start with Rogue One, and then I would have done a Kenobi movie, and then I would have done a Fett movie. I don't even know if you do a Solo movie. I think if you do a Fett movie, it's him after Return of the Jedi. And then after when Kenobi comes out after Rogue One, you come up with some essentially you come up with like a Wild West Ben Kenobi movie. I don't even know if you come out with a Solo movie.
No, yeah. You could definitely do that.
Yeah, and if you do, you don't, with it being like that would be what the third anthology movie before episode 7.
Yeah,
you have a director by that time. You have your sea legs underneath you. You don't pick up some fucking kid that needs an actor coach halfway through filming of the movie. I think if you do a Solo movie later on, it's way better than the one we got.
Yeah, definitely.
It would have been nice to start with Rogue One and I'm with the Obi-Wan and the Boba Fett and all that stuff. And I don't even think we should have done the episode 7, 8, 9. Just no.
And I mean,
no need for it.
No. And once again, I would have liked Solo not being this how he became his own. I would have just been like an adventure of theirs and Chewie's, like Han and Chewie's adventure, like one of theirs. Have Lando in there is just kind of like, oh, he's there and he's somebody we know. Like we've interacted with him before. Here's the thing. And have them go on a smuggler run or something. I didn't like this movie because of just this whole he's a kid and he could, and it just didn't feel like fucking Han to me, and I didn't like that. That's why, and I just wanted something like that.
Jessup, what are your predictions for Solo's weekend take? I'll go with $100 million.
I'd say for the whole weekend, I say barely. I say it doesn't make $100 million.
Shit. I don't know. I'm gonna go 130. I'm gonna go 130.
I'll go 131.
Tea Time 21 says, so has Disney Star Wars reached the point where they now have to take shit from the prequels? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What else are gonna make a standalone about?
Yoda, the early years. Him
Yeah.
in the 20s, in zoot suits and
Yoda,
pearl
the first
necklaces
century.
and Prohibition and all that other good shit.
So basically, that shitty Harry Potter prequel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw that
Which
trailer. Fuck those movies.
even
Yeah,
then,
it
like,
looks
okay,
so
even
dumb.
then, like, those
Fantastic
movies.
Yodas and where to find them.
Well, and also the thing is that nobody watches those movies either. If you watch the numbers for those movies, nobody like the numbers for them have gone down.
Phil's
Like,
excited.
Well, apparently they fucked
Well,
up.
Of course.
They
It's the
fucked
best
up
movie of the
Colin
22nd
Farrell's
century.
Oh wait, hold on. What'd you say, Dion?
Apparently, people were really pissed how they ended. I guess the first one, or the first prequel or whatever, with Colin Farrell turning out to be Johnny Depp or some bullshit. I guess fans were really pissed about that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, people are done with that series, and then like J.K. Rowling's like, "Fuck, I need to buy another airplane and another house in the Hamptons. I need 10 more books, 10 more books. Yes, that's what I'll do, and then I'll sell them to a studio and make more money." It's like nobody wants them. They're done with that. You completed this. You completed the saga. Game over. Come up with something different.
Well, DeMille Jr. says, I'll treat Solo like I treat Ghostbusters 16. Spend my money on quality pizza and watch the original trilogy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a fantastic idea.
Also beer. Don't forget the beer.
Oh, you gotta have beer.
Yeah, beer and pizza instead of wine and roses. Deshandre Morant says, thank you, Dion. You're the only person in the world that would get that reference. Darth Treya wanted to destroy the Force. Kathleen Kennedy wants to destroy Star Wars. Does this sound like a hold my beer moment to anyone else? Pretty much.
Yep.
She probably doesn't know who Darth Treya is.
Yeah. She's
Unless
like,
unless it's a woman character, she doesn't give a fuck.
do you mean that character that was written by a man? Oh, patriarchy. Down with patriarchy.
Oh shit, son.
Oh my god, that woman is just in over her head. She is, without a doubt, the most unqualified human being to guide this ship that was once Star Wars greatness.
She's guiding this ship into a goddamn iceberg. Is what's happening.
If she was flying the Millennium Falcon in this movie, she would have crashed into the Star Destroyer, or that squid would have eaten her, or something.
No. She would have pressed a button and launched and opened up all the windows, and like space would have come in, and everybody would have died. That's what she would have done.
Space would have come in.
We gotta get out all this space.
Yeah, like that would exactly. Because like she would have something dumb like that. Not like she would have fucking hit a button and cause self-destruct or some dumb shit. Like that's what happened.
I
didn't
hate the squid, the space squid, the squid.
God, I hated that so much. It was the stupidest fucking.
What was the point of that thing?
Just randomly, it's another monster. We want another monster so bad, like Empire.
Well, no.
That
monster looks like the squid monsters from The Force Awakens.
Oh, the Rathtars?
Yep.
To be fair, and I'm not defending Disney Star Wars at all, in the classic Star Wars comics, the ones that were written by Al Williams or drawn by Al Williamson, I think Archie Goodwin wrote, like the Star Wars characters would interact with giant creatures like that. So,
okay.
Kind of an established thing. So maybe it's not a callback to that. Maybe they're just trying to come up with something to add more tension and drama. But for me personally, but like with the exception of the original trilogy, the best Star Wars stories are from those classic Star Wars comics. Like Dion, when I came up for New Year's, I was obsessed with reading those. Like I couldn't stop. They're so good. I wish more people would demand those types of like swashbuckling epics with Star Wars instead of this weird, hey, this is a story about slavery and pansexuality. It's like, no, we would rather watch Han, Luke, and Leia go off on 45 other adventures or new characters on other adventures instead of being what a piece of shit we are because we're guys.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, I know there's like two funny Star Wars characters that they've written comics about, like two guys who just kind of like are fumbling idiots. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Characters you talking about? Like they're characters in Star Wars?
Well, they're not really characters, but somebody's made a thing where like they connect to the universe somehow, and they've kind of like dodged being killed and stuff. I think they were like Imperial. They were like stormtroopers or something. I forget. And then like,
are you sure you're not thinking of Bob the Hydra agent from Deadpool?
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of I don't know. Forget it. Whatever. If somebody answers it in the chat, that's fine. But yeah, I remember reading about it. I remember hearing about it last year, and I thought if they made a movie about those two idiots, going fumbling through Star Wars and meeting all the characters and doing stuff like that, that would be fun, and I would really like that. But
well,
whatever.
Speaking of chat, we got two more. One from Star Wars Room. Solo was released on a long weekend for a reason.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Exactly, because plot.
And then we have another one from Zaire. The scariest monsters in space for Star Wars are the Star Weirds. Look them up. All right.
Star Weirds?
Star Weirds. I'll look them up, dude. Tag and Bink are what you're thinking of, Nick.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yep, I'd rather see that movie. I'd rather see a movie with those guys. Oh shit!
What? Star Weird? You looked them up?
Yeah, I went on to the Wikipedia. Wikipedia. God damn it!
My old friend Gary used to talk about Wikipedia all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I used to like Wikipedia when I was, in high school.
Well, this was back when we were in. Wait, no, that's a weird photo. I'm not going to click on that one.
Yeah, don't click on that one.
These are cool. These are creepy looking.
Yeah, they are fucking creepy.
Tag and Bink's a Star Wars story. It sounds like, what was that, Sam and Hatch from, or Sam and, who are the characters from Spawn, Dion? The cops, Sam and Twitch.
Yep.
That would be a cool movie.
Yeah, like Tag and Bink. I've heard some of their story, and they sound funny and interesting as hell. And I would rather have a movie of those guys than anything else.
Harrison Ford is shilling for this movie because he wants to do another indie film. Like, Indiana Jones has been raped and ruined.
Yeah, have you not seen Crystal Skull?
I saw about 30 minutes of it and I turned it off. I was like, this is dog shit.
All joking aside, if I could erase one movie from my mind, it would be that.
Yeah, Kingdom's Crystal Skull was really bad.
Like, I think The Last Jedi is a worse film than that, but that's the one. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the one that hurt me the most. Like, I can get over the Star Wars prequels, I can get over Quantum of Solace and other shit that I dislike, but the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I can't watch that ever again. Like, I can sit through The Last Jedi as a joke. I can't do Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Like, I think I'll cry.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's just like all the build up. I mean, you even have the epic him putting his hat back on, and it was just what the fuck, man.
Solus Furnace says Kessel, not an asteroid. It's lit by a non-existent sun. All I know is they played the asteroid field music during that, and visually it was all right. You'd erase Ghostbusters 2016, Travis? That's a good one to get rid of. But that movie's so bad, but it's boring too. Like, it's not like they took Ray and Egon Spengler and Ernie Hudson and ruined those characters. They ruined Indiana Jones and Marion, and, well, Mutt Williams was shit from the beginning. Yeah, that's excellent. So I guess, are we going to end this episode since no one's talking anymore?
I guess so, bro.
I don't know. How long have we been going for? Has it been our 90 minutes?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I can't believe you guys are tiring out. Usually it's me the one that falls asleep when we do shit I don't want to do. But I want to do the show. Well, R.I.P. Egon is right. I fucking love the original Ghostbusters. Like, Kendo swears by Ernie Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
I do, man. Winston's my boy.
When he died, I got real pissed off because I was like, "Fuck you, Bill Murray!" Like, you could have had a really good, passing of the torch movie for Ghostbusters 3 or whatever you want to call it, and it would have been good, But no, you wanted to be an asshole and get the perfect script, and now he's dead, and you're fucked. So,
well, at least we had the Ghostbusters video game. That was close enough.
Yep, that's true.
So this is an you know what? Don't anyone leave yet. We're not going to end it. We have an episode of World Class Bullshitters to cover. So, anything else you guys want to talk about? Solo, a Star Wars story, Don Glover. I'll admit the Don Glover shit wasn't as heavy as you think it would be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he wasn't like trying to face fuck his droid, but it was implied that he wanted to.
Not even. I mean, it was implied by the droid. So I mean. I don't know. I don't know how to take that.
Star Wars Room says Lucasfilm just announced the Rose Tico movie. I
hope not.
That's not even funny.
Ethan Van Sciver's screaming in his pants right now if they did that.
They should just cast it as her father. Like, don't even worry about the logistics. Like, how is a random white guy going to father this Asian child? How does the Human Torch randomly turn black in the Fantastic Four? Like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Just make it fucking
He was
happen.
adopted.
Yeah, bullshit.
Oh man.
I googled Rose Tico, and I got a stupid article about how they have a sassy comeback for Rose Tico haters.
What?
And what's that?
Oh my god! Watch a disgruntled Star Wars fan hilariously unbox unwanted Rose Tico figures. I think they're talking about Ethan.
Nice.
That makes sense. Is he supposed to like roll one over on under his car tire or something?
That actually wasn't. That was an article about Ethan Van Sciver. I wish some website would write an article about us and how we're a bunch of angry white dudes who.
Oh, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. It's been like, no, we're not at all.
Crazy Chameleon. I can look into Screen Junkies. I don't know about Chris Stuckman. The John Campea shill video turned out really well, but what's Chris Stuckman doing that deserves the ire of world-class bullshitters? He's just there. I mean, I dislike him. If did he shill to get onto Screen Junkies? Because I know Screen Junkies is owned by Defy Media and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, a conflict of interest. Yeah, we're not closing this episode out. All these people from the Ethan Van Sciver chat are in here. Now it's we got almost 2,000 people. So, Dion, if you got to go to bed, that's fine. No problem. We're going to continue.
I'll just ease out whenever I'm about to head out, man. Let's fucking party, son.
You'll just fall asleep on us?
Wouldn't be the first time.
That's true. Yeah. That was his falling asleep is as epic as the time I passed out during
No.
Ghostbusters.
No. The thing I love is that him falling asleep in the first 8 minutes of the episode was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
The first 8 minutes, he's just like, it's like, God damn it, Dion. We're doing an episode. Shit.
Can't control me.
Well, let's talk about that Boba Fett movie some more. Like, what are they gonna do with it, man?
Is he crawling out of the Sarlacc pit? Like, what is happening?
I don't think it. I think it should take place prior to A New Hope, or maybe during the era between A New Hope and Jedi, or not New Hope and Jedi, New Hope and Empire. That way, you can put all the nostalgic shit in there, and then you can still be like, well, Han, Luke, and Leia are off doing this, so you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. I think that'd be a very, very interesting story. I mean, especially if they're smart, I wouldn't even call it Fett. Just call it like Slave One or something super fucking cool. Like show him like his first bounty, or not. Probably not his first bounty, but like the bounty that gets him. Like the movie ends with him getting contacted by Darth Vader or something. That'd be fucking.
Did you hear the line from Woody Harrelson's character about how he killed Aura Singh, the bounty hunter that's in all the other Star Wars movies and shit?
Yeah.
I thought that was an awesome throwback because I pushed her. It was a good day or whatever. I was like,
I pushed her. The fall killed her. I was like, that is totally a cool thing for Woody Harrelson to actually say to somebody. I just pushed her. The fall killed her.
The Dallas Deadeye wants to let us know that the Ticopaths have arrived. Well, you are all welcome here on World Class Bullshitters. And why is my phone playing that?
Because plot.
Is Cecil in the chat or something?
No.
People keep going, Cecil. I'm like, is he here?
I haven't seen him pop up yet.
I assume Cecil was passed out drunk somewhere in a ditch. He went to that expensive golf course today.
Yeah, he's the little guy stuckered out, man. Give him a break.
He doesn't look that little. Zaire says, do you remember my Boba Fett movie pitch / idea? I do not, because if you sent it to us as an email, that would have your real name, and I don't know who's who, so I don't want your information to get out there, so I'm just going to go, no, I do not. Don't worry, I'm not going to put Cecil on. Oh, you want Cecil on now? I don't know. Cecil Pass. This isn't the High Council. Yes, that's true. This is World Class Bullshitters, episode 124.
Did someone... I saw someone on there, they asked if it's the worst movie of 2018.
It's the worst I've seen in theaters, but
Yeah,
it's not the worst.
It's probably the worst thing I've watched this year, yeah.
At least, I don't know. Would I rather watch Black Panther over this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not even competition.
Somebody said there's a tweet talking about the effectiveness of snow speeders. When did I make a video where I shit on snow speeders?
I don't recall.
Hey, no, man. Fuck snow speeders with their racist ass. Why I gotta be in the snow, dog? Why can't I be in the mud, man?
Well, you
No,
could
no,
be
no,
on.
no,
You could
no.
be on
The worst, the worst movie this year is I think A Wrinkle in Time. Like it's pretty fucking bad.
Oh yeah, Wrinkle in Time's probably the winner of worst movie of the year. That
But
or
I
that
didn't see
shitty,
A Wrinkle in
I was
Time.
gonna say I
So
haven't watched it. So
Well, you're
I
lucky.
can't
You're
pass
fucking
judgment.
lucky. Okay.
did you
Yeah,
watch
no
it?
one else saw it. That's the point.
Yeah, I watched it.
What? You're fired.
I did. Oh wait, hold on.
Press F
on.
for sadness if you're sad to see Nick go. Like we're gonna replace you with sequel forever.
Oh fuck you.
Good.
My mom didn't want to see it. They're like, hey, do you want to come out with us and watch it? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm to pay for it, so I watched it.
Respect, Utam.
You still agreed to go on there and watch it. That you cognitively said I want to go watch this movie.
I was visiting them. I was in town. I wanted to spend time with them, so I was like, yeah, no big deal. It's fine. But it's fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. God damn it.
WCBS Chad Fred, it's what is it? Our average of 4.75 out of 10. Because here, I'll do the math. Nick, you and I each gave it a 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
And then Kenda, you gave it a what?
A 4, but on further review, I think I'm going to drop it to a 3.
Okay. And then Dion gave it a 5.5.
Of course he did.
That averages to a 4.625 out of 10. So
Still
that is
too high.
that is the official World Class Bullshitters rating. Constanja says, I'd love an IG-88 film. His original Inception was practically a horror film. I always perceived him as a greater threat than Boba Fett. Or Boba Foot. Borba Foot is what he wrote, but I mentally read it as Boba Fett. I would actually watch a Borba Foot movie. Sounds like a cereal.
Yeah.
Borba Foot.
Get your Borba food.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that would be interesting to watch a movie about him. Yeah, definitely.
I know. Oh man. Yeah. I think we're at a point where they can take if they have to make Star Wars movies, they can do them like they do Marvel movies, where they're different genres. But I don't want to see everything cross over and try to tie the timeline up neatly together. Like, I don't want to see, like, in the Boba Fett movie, you know, Luke Skywalker and Aunt Beru or Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, like, you know, outside or something. Like, it needs to be, like, stop trying to tie back to that first movie every time. Just don't go there.
To see smoking skeletons out in the public.
Yeah, that's really depressing. Let's not do that.
No, let's not. And let's not even say we did that. I don't even know, man. It's weird how people are always talking about what's going to be next for these anthology movies, but then all the buildup is like, we're all tired of them. And me, personally, if they all just went away, fine. Like, how do you feel, Dion? Do you want more, or are you good with just the original movies and the prequels and calling it a day?
Call it a fucking day. I don't want, even when Star Wars at its height, it was 2-3 years in between each film. To have a new one every fucking year, especially when you clearly are throwing them together out of laziness, you're hurting the brand more. Like we said it 4 or 5 times tonight. Solo was so lazily done just because they want to have a new film every fucking time. At least with Marvel, they've got, you know, a pre-existing storyline. They've got, you know, right now 2 of the hottest directors in the game right now making these films who are taking their fucking time. You know, Star Wars clearly isn't doing that, and I'm tired of seeing them just throw a hodgepodge movie out there and be like, oh, well, we're good. Here's a movie, buy our toys. It's like, fuck you. Just take time in between the goddamn films, man.
Well, according to TJ347, a Salacious Crumb standalone movie. I don't know if you know, I'd watch it if it was like a seedy, sexy Jabba the Hutt movie. It was like kind of uncomfortable, like very David Lynch body horror. Oh wait, no, David is David Lynch or David Cronenberg the body horror?
Cronenberg made Videodrome and The Fly and The Fly 2.
Yeah, I want that, but in Jabba's palace with full insertion.
Oh my
shots.
god!
Like I want to see a Twi'lek take Jabba's whole tail.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'll watch that. Fuck it.
Oh, I know you'll watch it for the show. You have to. It's in your contract.
God damn it! Should have read my contract. No, I mean, yeah, I'd watch it because it'd be weird and be hopefully new and it sounds interesting, so that's fine.
Well, would you guys like to take a quick detour, but it's still related to Solo?
Sure.
Yeah,
So our good friend Drew Hughes sent an article that says Netflix is now worth more than Disney.
Oh,
Really?
shit.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
did you account for like them being in like a fucking like they're in a deficit and they owe a lot of money. Like
It
they
doesn't
owe.
matter. We're talking about what they're worth more in terms of their stock
Oh,
value.
okay.
It says share of the streaming giant have surged more than 75% in 2018.
Shit.
Damn, yo.
Well, they are
Yeah,
spending.
they're up to,
Yeah, they're spending
yeah, well, just,
$8
well,
billion
this-
this year. $8 billion this year is what they're spending on fucking content. So.
well, it
Yeah.
says straight up that the shares of Netflix are past $348 a share, and that Netflix now sports a market cap of $151.8 billion, eclipsing Disney's by $100 million. But still, it's a true statement.
Well, and Disney's is going to go down further because of this movie, because of what they're doing to, to Star Wars. And I mean, I think once Infinity War, Marvel and stuff kind of comes to an end, they're going to lose that too. They're just going to have the Netflix shows. Maybe they're going to try to make some more movies, but it's not going to be the same as it was, in the beginning.
Well, what they're going to do is they're really banking on their streaming service, and it's going to be weird. Like, I don't think people are going to jump in and join a streaming service just to, get the next chapter of Star Wars if all these other movies have sucked.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, they've had 4 chances now, and they've fucked up all 4 of them. It's just like we don't care. We don't care that you're only going to put it on, on your streaming service at this time at this day. Like nobody cares.
No, you get better entertainment out of people on the internet now than Star Wars movies. It's not. Sorry, somebody sent me a Star Trek story image.
God. Well, no, like personally, I mean, I quit Netflix because I just didn't like them, constantly shoving their own content down my throat. And I'm only with Hulu and like Prime now, which I love. I watch a lot of stuff off of there, so I'm good.
Yeah, Jessica Jones season 2 did suck, Travis Kirkland. When she said that the guy sleeping with all those women is the same as murdering somebody, I turned it off. I was like, fuck this show.
What?
She actually says that. That's not me reaching. Go watch the episode. It's the first episode.
No, I will take a report, and nor do I want to be, nor do I want to witness that like visually in front of my head because I'll just lose it. I'll just be like, go fuck yourselves. Oh, God.
Yeah. All right, we got a super chat from Deshandre Morant. Thank you. If episode 9 starts with retconning The Last Jedi, the best thing about that would be that this would be the biggest backpedal in history, and would be forever a reminder of how badly they fucked up.
Oh God, they can backpedal now. They have to just like keep going down the path they made, because if they backpedal and fuck up and try to retcon some stuff, we'll just ride even more in droves and stuff, because it's just it would just be such a dumb story move for them to do that. I mean, God, I don't know.
And that's not the way these people handle these things. They always fucking double down. They always double
You're true,
down.
man. You're true.
Oh, and Cavalier Hill Thud.
Yeah, they're gonna double down, and like Rey's gonna have like 10 Force babies. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
If she is pregnant and that leak is true, I might just walk out and say, fuck this channel, fuck you guys. Like, I'm not even going to do a live stream. If she's pregnant, I will not buy that someone would have sex with that character. She would just fuck herself and get pregnant. And then I would be like, you ripped off episode 1.
I personally wish that character would go fuck itself.
You don't assume it's gender.
I mean, don't get uncomfortable now. She's been fucking us ever since the fucking Force Awakens came out. We should be comfortable with her now.
Damn, that's true. Yeah, I'm telling you, she's gonna have her own little like fucking barrage of her entourage of Force babies that she's like training and shit. So
No,
it'd be like
her
10
and
years.
Leia had a kid. That's who the daddy is. It's fucking Leia.
Wow. Oh, I thought you said Lando for a moment. I'm like, yeah, Lando would stick his dick in that, but whatever.
Yeah, no fuck anything.
That's what he comes back. He's like, he's drinking cold 45 and just watching the kids play in the yard. All right, baby, you're doing a good job.
There was no
Nobody's
Jabba.
Damn it. Get your black ass in this house.
Stranger Way says it's also, besides the movies, the games are as well really killing Star Wars for the fans. Toys, posters, etc. We want the original Battlefront, but EA. That's
from
because
what I hear,
they wanted to skin Battlefield 1941 with Star Wars, and that's it.
Yeah, from what I hear, that Battlefront 2 is really gone to shit. Even though there's an update coming out that's gonna give the people more stuff, but they turned on the whole like microtransactions again after a few months of the backlash. But I think the funniest thing from that is that seeing during Black Friday, just everything else gone, but just those two games on Xbox and PlayStation just still sitting there full. I laughed my ass off when I saw those pictures. I was like, God damn, nobody wants it. Nobody gives a shit.
Oh yeah, they fucking deserve that. I hope fucking EA eats shit over that game. Fuck them.
I'm sure they have, man. I'm sure they have, and they're probably not. They're probably going to be really, really careful whenever they sign contracts with Disney over Star Wars again, and you know they're probably going to require way more controller money or something. Like they're going to.
No, it's EA's fault that it's bad, not Disney.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, Disney. This is the one time you can't blame Disney because Disney contacted EA immediately to fix this problem. EA is the fucking guilty party this time.
Oh, okay, all right. So they fucked up.
And they were doing the same shit with Call of Duty and what's that other game?
Battlefront.
Yeah, no other one besides. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, video gaming is in a terrible place. Like we won't go into it too much here on the channel because not enough people give a shit. But it's a really bad time to be a gamer in terms of like your wallet. You don't get a lot of bang for your buck in entertainment anymore.
No, I mean like I got the free Mad Max game. I've been playing for a month. You know, just roaming around the desert, killing shit, blowing up shit, racing shit. Like I've had a good time with it. You know.
Well, DeShondre Moran says M. Night Shyamalan would do it. I guess he was referring to the Star Wars body horror movie. And then
no, please no.
He'd fuck it up too. He'd be like, at the very end, Anakin was never really dead. It was his Force ghost that was fucking him the whole time. Who was he fucking? All of them.
Us, the fans. Jammin' on the Moon says they need a Death Trooper horror movie. Yeah, rated R.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Rated R. That's how you save Star Wars, son. Make it rated. Make
holy
rated
shit! If they did a Death Trooper thing, but how would they do that though? How would they do that?
Well, it would just be like they're hunting down someone, like Inglourious Bastard style.
Ooh. Now, I'd watch that.
Did you notice that they copied something over from Rogue One? The decraniated people, the people that have half a head.
Yeah, like when he got his drink, when Vision got his drink from the chick on the.
I thought that was cool that they carried that over because I thought that was really cool and creepy from the Rogue One movie. I liked that. I think that was created for Rogue One. That wasn't an original trilogy creation.
It was cool as shit. That was one of my favorite parts of
Rogue One. That was creepy. I guess they're just robots or whatever.
And then they're humans that they're like, you know.
They cut off they fucked up their frontal lobes or whatever so they can be more docile.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Oh man,
so like the reason the Dark Troopers are like speaking in like gibberish and shit in Rogue One.
Real quick, Justin Bush has a question. I came in late, and I know you probably covered it already, but I like Rogue One. I hated The Last Jedi. Would I like Solo? I'm still boycotting otherwise.
Oh, I really like Rogue One. I think you'd be in my shoes and where it's like it's okay. Okay. Like there are a lot of things that they missed the mark on, but a few things that kind of save the movie from being complete shit. Because like I said, I really like Rogue One as well. It's definitely better than The Force Awakens and the shit Jedi. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you hated the other two and liked Rogue One, I don't want to tell you to go out and support this movie because whatever. But it doesn't. I mean, it's for me, it's 5 out of 10, right in the middle. If you have supported Batman versus Superman, then you can do this one and not feel guilty.
True, but I mean, if you totally don't want to support it and not give Disney your money, that's fine as well.
Yeah, I'll put it like this,
Martha.
You're not missing anything that you won't. You're not going to miss it out on an experience by seeing this in theaters or not seeing this in theaters and then watching it at home. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you're spectacle.
Yeah. You're not missing out on anything. You're fine. Yeah.
Liquor Jim says, "For the love of Tico, give Kendo a proper tagline for the show. It's the most awkward part of your podcast. Why don't you give him one, Liquor Jim?
Yeah, dude.
We'll use it. You super chatted us. You come up with a tagline for Kendo. It's his new tagline. There we go.
I didn't even really have an intro for the show, so okay.
Yeah, this week you just kind of popped up late.
I was spitting fire.
Hot fire.
Hot fire. You're the number one rapper of all time. Kendo, and Kendo.
All right.
TJ347 says Lena Dunham stars in a Leia trilogy.
No, fuck that cunt.
Dion, I was with what you just said about the uncultured swine. These guys were busy thinking about Lena Dunham. I'm worried about
Thank you. You appreciate me.
I know art, and Solo was not art. It was
life ain't imitating art in this bitch.
Yeah, God.
If the original Star Wars trilogy is a fine 4-course meal, Solo is like a bag of Ruffles potato chips. If you need to eat something, you'll survive, but it's not that good. I love how people just come in to tell us they want Cecil on the show. Cecil. We all love Cecil.
Say that name again, Cecil.
Cecil.
Dion, did you get the trailer for the Equalizer 2?
Not in this one.
Oh, I did. I thought of you because I know you love some Denzel Washington
I
movies.
can't wait for Equalizer 2, son.
Yeah, I got Jurassic World, which is like I don't want to see that movie. I don't care for it.
I didn't get that one either.
What'd you get, dude?
I got the Fucktastic Beasts.
Okay, yeah, I got that one as well.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
And I kind of just zoned out for most of the others. I was like, I can't dedicate 20 minutes to this. Those were the first two that popped up, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to give up for the next 15 minutes.
I used to really enjoy movie trailers, but I got mad tonight. I was like, I'm so fucking tired of 30 minutes of movie trailers. Like, please stop.
Yeah, that does get that is really fucking annoying. And like I remember reading somewhere like the MPAA says trailers are only supposed to be 2.5 minutes long, and they're like 10 minutes long sometimes. What the fuck?
Oh, I haven't seen one of those, thankfully. I'm burnt out on seeing the same things. It almost makes me want to skip like genre pictures because you keep getting bombarded with Jurassic Park 2 or Jurassic World 2. You get bombarded with the Fantastic Beasts, the Incredibles. Like, look,
Oh yeah, that was on there too.
I'm fine with the Incredibles. I liked the first one, but Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking tired of seeing the trailers for these movies. Like they burn me out to a point where I won't go support the movies because of the overabundance of the trailer views. Like I just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, and the Incredibles came out over 10 years ago, right?
2004, yeah.
Yep, 2004.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's 36 years ago, according to World Class Bullshitters math.
So wait, hold on. Does that make us all 56 as well?
And Richard Nixon supporters. Anyway, Deshandra Moran says, is it possible to fuck up so bad that they blacklisted forever? Like the movies? Like Disney is blacklisted forever? Doubt it.
No, God, no. They're the ones who invented the blacklist. Come the fuck on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would know. There's no way it would happen that bad. I mean,
yeah, Walt Disney had a different name for it. It rhymes with bigger list.
Oh, Ren says the 720 bootleg is online, and he's gonna watch it.
Careful.
So if there's a 720 rip of Solo, you're gonna get all the spectacle out of it because this movie was very flat.
Yeah, very very careful getting those bootlegs though. Like be wary. Yeah, because I think I think. Yeah, but I think the only thing that exists right now are like TS copies or like just the theater copies with like the audio from the handicap chairs. So,
Chris Pressa says, thinking about it, Rey impregnating herself using the Force fits with the whole SJW narrative, proving men are useless.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh shit!
Don't give them the idea.
No, give them the idea so they can fuck themselves even worse. Then that's fine.
We can't impregnate ourselves with things we hate. We only impregnate ourselves with things we love.
God damn it, Dion! I will come to this mic and fuck you up. I swear to God.
You can't mic fuck me with things you hate.
I will mouth fuck your mouth closed. I swear to God.
Oh, they just made a bunch of James Bond announcements today.
Hey,
Oh, shit.
Good news.
Danny Boyle's officially directing, and Universal's going to release the movie worldwide. That's the first in
Universal? God damn, dude. I don't know if I like that.
I don't know either, but there we go. That's my little bit of James Bond.
I really don't think I'm going to like...
I don't think I'm going to like this fucking movie.
This might be never say never again territory.
Do what now?
This might be never say never again territory.
Oh.
Because I don't know if it's, for me, a huge part of a Bond film is seeing the MGM line.
No, you'll still see that here in America. It's worldwide that it's not going to be distributed by MGM.
Jesus, is MGM still hurting? You think?
Oh, of course they are.
Even after the last few Bond films,
they sold, dude. They have been hurting for decades.
I remember because they almost went bankrupt. They almost lost Bond. Was it 2015 or whatever, or 14?
Okay,
They sold off a lot of their archive.
their stock price is worth all of $31.32.
Jesus.
Well, one of our friends, Ryan Halliday, posted a link on our Facebook page from MovieWeb. The Rock should play Boba Fett in the next Star Wars standalone.
That's crazy enough that I would let that happen. It's like, fuck it, whatever. You guys fucked up a lot anyways. Let's have fun with it now. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea. 2007, actually. Okay. No, they're not going to make James Bond.
There's randomly playing Godsmack in the background as he's Boba Fett. I stand alone
inside.
We're going to get flagged.
Yeah, we sound just like him.
It's going to happen, I swear. It's going to happen.
That was the perfect Scorpion King reference by the two of us. I just want to point that out, America.
God damn it, I forgot about that movie.
I didn't. I love that movie. Fuck you.
Mr. Hyro out of 10, we gave it a 4.625, and that's not me being sarcastic. We honestly did an average of all of our scores. So honestly,
yeah, that's the average.
And yes, rest in peace, Total Biscuit. We did talk about it. It was cancer that got him. It was sad, and I've only seen a handful of videos, so I couldn't go more in depth. But it is sad that he's gone. I mean, it's sad if anybody dies from cancer. Honestly, it's just it's a shitty disease.
Yep, it is horrible.
So you know what else is shitty and horrible and a disease is this new Watchmen that's going to come out soon, Dion.
I'm just
what's the deal with that? Like, what's happening with that?
It's going to be more garbage created by Damon Lindelof. So if you hate Lost or some of the new Star Trek stuff, blame that.
Oh God. Okay. Shit.
It says, as HBO moves forward with their new television adaptation of the Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons superhero opus Watchmen, the new slew of actions have been announced, and I heard that it's supposed to take place in the modern day instead of the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's going to be modern politics.
Yeah, they're just
good. Oh, damn it. But but I mean, the one that was made was pretty damn accurate. I think they cut out a lot of like filler that happened in the book and stuff, which is fine. But
yeah, then they changed the ending. I mean, essentially, it was like
true,
a panel.
That's true. I forgot about that. They changed the fucking ending.
Which I understood. I understood why they changed it.
Yeah.
It's not enough to make a fucking like a whole TV show out of.
No, it isn't, because I mean, like, what's going to happen is the first season or the first two seasons is going to be the graphic novel, and then the other after that is just going to be like them floundering and trying to get shit together. And I know for a fact Alan Moore's not going to give them fucking anything because he hates that shit. He's against that whole thing. He was against the movie as well. So a TV show, he doesn't be like, nope, fuck you. You don't get anything from me. So,
well, he doesn't. He's not involved with it. It's all DC. They own it. Like, if they're supposed to revert rights back, that's why he has a problem with them, because they never went back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's
Gary Bernaska says First Watchmen spent $17 million on Dr. Manhattan jiggle physics for his blue junk.
That would not surprise me one bit. Oh, God.
That's why Dustin loves that movie so much. There's a giant blue cock.
That explains it. There it is. That's the
so much. It's like sucking on a battery.
Dion, why? Why, Dion?
Is it 1.21 gigawatts per load of cum?
1.21 gigawatts.
Jizzerwatts,
yeah. It sends her 50 years back in the past every time. God damn it! How do I get back now?
He comes tachyons.
Oh God!
What? Jizzerwatts?
No.
1.21 gigacocks. That's what the Phantom Menace said.
Oh shit.
I love this show. I'm so glad we have people that listen to it. So do you guys have anything else you want to say about Solo before we put this baby to bed?
It sucked.
Yeah, don't rush out and watch it. We all know you want to.
So according to George Cole,
awful.
The Watchmen series is going to be Watchmen and name only with new characters instead of the original. So it's a wino. Okay.
Oh, fuck that. So they're just using the name to get people to watch it, and it's going to be total shit.
Yeah, Jim Bobo says read the article on Watchmen show. It's cancer.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I know they're doing a Fahrenheit 451 show.
That's already out.
It was already out. Damn it. Yeah, it's a movie. It was a movie. So they're modernizing it. I think Michael B. Jordan's
Yeah, he's
the lead.
in it. Yep.
Lame.
Yeah.
You know, for all the goodwill I had for him from Black Panther,
Would you grab him by the throat and be like, I thought there's not to be any more movies? And when I say it, I mean that shit.
I would just punch him into submission and then piss on him. Anyway,
God.
Michael P. Jordan.
Michael, God, you know, there are times when I'm sure we're best friends, and then there are times where I'm not sure why I've ever spoken to him in my life. And this is one of them.
You love my puns, god damn it.
God damn it.
Masterful.
I'm so glad we're best friends, and I love Lisa so much. Oh, dude. Best way to end the show from the healthy man. Our boy, I know his name, I'm not going to say it on air, is Dustin Cannon or Legends.
God damn. God damn. That is probably the coolest like fan comment ever. Is he? I'm like, God damn. I mean, that is you just got retconned, son.
Oh man.
Well, we got another super chat, but one thing I'll say is last night when we did the live stream with all the our friends from Patreon, they did say like, "Who's Dustin?" and this person and that person. And when I brought up Phil, they're like, "You mean the guy that sounds like a hillbilly?"
God damn.
That was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I couldn't. I love that comment so much. Like, yep, that motherfucker. Yep.
So Nathan says, potential spoiler discussion. Disregard at your discretion. With the cameo at the end of the film, you think Lucasfilm will make a Kenobi movie? Yes. I agree 100% that they will make a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they seem to just be like, you know, throwing shit at the walls and seeing what sticks, and so far nothing has, and they're still throwing shit. So,
well, two things. Yes, Blue Watcher will be on live next week. It'll probably be earlier because we've been recording this show since 2015, so we'll probably record at our normal time of 8:30. So, come on here, hang out in the chat, talk to us. I don't know what we're going to cover next week. If there's more stupid Star Wars news, we'll cover that. Who knows? But Childless Weirdo, who is Dustin? Well, here I'll end this episode. Yes. I will end this episode of World Class Bullshitters with a little history lesson. So as I said, we started the show way back in 2015, and it was Dion, Phil, Dan, and myself. Then by episode 3, Nick came on, and then a few episodes later, Dustin came on. Now, Dustin is a friend that Dion and I had in college. He's the reason we became friends because he took us to a strip club for his 19th birthday. We hadn't been to a strip club before, and that was awesome. And that's Dion and I's friendship, or my friendship, is based on our love of this old white lady stripper. But that's a story for another night. But Dustin, yes, did go down on a dude. It happened. He told us himself. And that's why we talk about Dustin, because he was on the show for many episodes. So if you haven't seen or listened to some of our earlier episodes of the show, they're okay. And Dustin's a part, so you can learn about the weirdness that is Curtis Lendenfield.
Yeah, and you know, also it was annoying because every episode he wanted us to address him by a new fucking name or say something else that was outrageous and get people's views, and he'd always play the devil's advocate and do dumb shit like that. It was infuriating.
The Watcher, the old lady stripper, was a MILF. She was not in GILF territory, but then again, Dion and I were 19 years old, so even like 38 felt old to us back then.
Yep. Best concussion I ever got.
Yeah, I wanted the same one. I mean, I still can't see straight, but it was worth it.
Oh, shit.
So, folks, this has been episode 124 of World Class Bullshitters. Every Thursday night, we take a dump on the world of pop culture. If you liked this video, and we hope you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it, and tell everyone about World Class Bullshitters. If you're a super fan, join the Patreon page. $1 a month goes a long way. 17 cents a day, which equals $5 a month, goes even further. We do these live streams now. We're going to do Patreon hangouts once a month with all of our fans. So if you haven't done that, if you missed out on last night's one, join the Patreon and get in on it early. We'll do better to have more people on next time, so don't worry about that. But you can come on. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. It's a lot of fun, and that's what it's about. It's about you guys. So Dion, Kendo, Nick, do you have anything you'd like to say before we go away permanently for the night?
Yeah, my name is Solo, Dion Solo. I have no people.
So does that mean you're going to go home and jerk off? Well, you already know, so you might be doing it right now.
Just remember, save the things you love and don't love the things you hate, or whatever the fuck that bitch said.
Yep. That was it.
Kendo?
Just say no to Solo.
Well, I wish that one guy would have gave us a better whatchamacallit name for you, a tagline name, because I would have given it to you. I wasn't even being mean. He could have named it. Nick, tell everybody about Frank and Thug before we go. This is the biggest audience you've had to talk about Frank and Thug.
Oh my
ever.
God, I gotta do this now. Oh jeez.
Just tell him it's your life dream to be. I'll take care of it for you. Nick's dream.
No, okay,
Nick's
I'll do it. I'll do it. It's fine. All right, I made a movie with some really awesome people called Frank and Thug last year. It's finished. It's done. It's in the can. We have DVDs waiting to be sold. It's a wonderful movie. Had a great time doing it. It's a really funny, awesome movie. Everybody here has seen it. I think. I know Dion has. I know Ken has for sure. I'm pretty sure Jeff has.
No, sorry.
God damn it! Already he hasn't. Never mind.
Unbelievable.
Anyways, go get a copy. I think it's about $15 from buckshortproductions.com. Order it. It'll get signed to everybody on the cast. You won't be disappointed, I swear.
And by the way, I wanted to bring this up on air. I looked at my little notifications today on Facebook, my history, and it said that a year ago on this day we reached 3,000 subscribers, and now we are over 10 times that amount.
Yep.
So this has been a fantastic year. Thanks to everyone who listens to the show. Thanks to everyone who's made anything possible here on the channel. And we'll be back all the time, every week. World Class Bullshitters. We're never going to stop until one of us dies. Well, until I die. And then, then I password, so it's done. But
damn it.
Yeah, it's never going to release. Once I go, the show goes. So everyone, let's hope I survive a long time.
Damn it, Jeff.
By the way, one more time, it was 4.625 out of 10 from World Class Bullshitter. So
I gave it a 3.
Yeah, you brought down that average. So good night, everyone, and thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, it's Star Wars Day officially, May 25th. So don't buy into that.
The Jedi want to tell you.
Yeah, don't buy into that whole May the 4th be with you garbage. That's marketing. That's bullshit. Star Wars Day has always been May 25th, and now it is officially Star Wars Day.
Hail Thud!